That's my music.
Yeah, that's kind of like
No, that doesn't count.
Yeah.
I just started doing the cha-cha.
Oh, man. Welcome back to A.P.O.V with Vic Christian. We're discussing the Law and Order, The Biggest Hustle. Right now, I still got Niem Lyons, Donna Jones, and Ubana Hopkins. We're talking during the break or whatever. Look, this is a question that was written for me, and I'm going to say it the way that it was written for me, but then I want to add a little bit to it. Why are African Americans so liberal?
Wow.
I don't think that African Americans are liberal. I think that we choose the Democrats because they're the lesser of two evils. But I'm going to put that question out there.
Sir, I defer to
Ubana,
you.
come on, man. You're more African American than any of us right there.
Gonna let my man talk about your head like that?
No, stop, brother. What are you doing?
African American, come on, man. Let him be, man.
Once again, that's a stereotype. That's a stereotype.
Thank you.
It's a
I
stereotype. Most people, Americans, are purple. They're in the middle. They're in the middle. It's just that it's an example of the squeaky wheels getting the grease. The people that make the loudest noise make it seem like they're representing, you know, a certain class. But for the most part, I think that most Americans, including African Americans, are in the middle. There's some Republicans or conservatives that we agree with on certain issues, and that varies from community to community, family to family, person to person.
I would say that African Americans are socially conservative and probably fiscally liberal.
Can you slow down the words and break that down?
Can I get that dictionary over there?
Can you,
Fiscal means money.
Okay.
They want programs. They want money spent on
September.
programs such as unemployment to make sure that a kid in college doesn't have to give up going to college so that he can get unemployment benefits. They would believe in that, but they're very conservative. They believe that marriage is only between a man and a wife, a man and a woman.
You're saying black people?
Black people.
That's how we feel.
I think that a majority of us, a majority.
I'm just asking. I want to make sure that's what you're saying.
I don't even like the moniker black people. I would say African Americans.
You keep using the moniker words like that, man.
I like black
People can't understand what you're saying,
A
Chris.
thesaurus?
I like
I don't need a thesaurus. I'm just saying, man, we're not talking about the dinosaur years. But look, I mean, when it comes to purple, he said something about purple and the in-between, but when it's about, I don't think it's a black thing, it's a people thing. Like, a lot of people voted for Barack because they really wanted to change. They felt like something needed to change. I voted for him. I ain't gonna lie, I voted for him because he's black. I was tired. But, you know, I mean, I voted for him too because it was time for a new era. You know what I mean? It seemed like what we've been doing for so long has just, it just hasn't been working. So sometimes you gotta, you know, it's just like in everyday life. You do different things sometimes because you gotta switch up the pace. So you need to find out what's going on.
I don't know. I feel like as much as people want change, it's hard for them to accept it. You know?
It is.
It's very hard.
And that's what it's like. You want it so bad, but then when it comes, it's like
You got to give up them.
Yeah, you do, and it's hard because you are afraid.
That's fear.
You know what I mean? It's like I'm going shopping, you know, and I want these pair of shoes, but I'm like, I want this dress, or you know, am I scared to try this? Anyway, whatever.
But
the point is,
yeah,
I'm sorry, I go over a tangent.
Sorry,
but the point is, it's like you know, are we really ready for change?
Yes.
You know, we want it so bad, but then when it comes, if it doesn't come in the package that we want with the bow on it, like we want it,
It doesn't come to wrap the same
right,
way. We
it's
want it
like,
wrapped the same way.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Oh, this is different. You know,
yeah,
something
it's
like that, right.
No, because a lot of, I think people are just stuck in their ways.
It's socioeconomic. Look, to me, it's just sheer numbers. I mean, 55% of African Americans are considered middle class, but good 40% live below what they would call the poverty line. So where you have, you know, white Americans, where you have a larger number who would consider themselves middle class, say 65 to 70%, and then the other 30% is lower middle class, and then poverty, you know, only 15 to 20% white people consider themselves living below the poverty line, whatever. There becomes that distinction when there's a larger number of people that identify with that as saying that that is the group that you would put them in. But it's the majority of African Americans consider themselves middle class, if not wealthy.
What is middle class?
For me, it's a socioeconomic mindset. It's something if you have
you have to put a number to middle class, what is middle class? I mean,
a number.
It's not clearly defined.
As far as how much people make or something like that.
Yeah, and income is
If I
what
was to put it
defines a
on there,
middle class.
35,000 till about 100,000 would be middle class.
That's middle class?
That's a big area, man.
That's not middle class.
That's middle school.
You have to define the area.
35 to 100? I'm going to need you to change that number a little bit. No, wait a minute.
Yes. It depends.
That's not middle class.
What is that?
35 is middle class?
You talking about joint?
If you're a single person, making $35,000 a year,
that's poverty.
That's not middle class.
Poverty for who?
That's McDonald's. No.
Serious?
$35,000 for who? I mean, hold on, wait a minute, hold on. Poverty
I
for
object.
Who? Poverty for who?
35,000
for a single person.
That's
35,000 is poverty.
35,000.
I wouldn't consider that middle class.
35,000 would be poverty for a single person.
I wouldn't
For a
consider that
person
middle
with
class.
raising a child,
it's
it
not
couldn't be
poverty,
very
but
close.
But it's not middle
But
class.
if it's not
that ain't how we
then you don't
define the middle
understand
class.
what middle class would be
I make more than
considered.
that, but
you don't understand what middle class is.
it's
The name
still,
itself,
it's a little suspect.
the
It's a
name
little
itself
suspect.
states what
Am I?
it is. It is middle class. Poverty, there's lower class, there's
35
middle
to 100?
class, and there's
That's
upper
not
class.
even the same bracket. That's
No.
different. 35 to 100. That's $65,000.
They're upper middle class.
$65,000.
That's upper middle class.
At the 35, they eat McDonald's. 100, they eat PF Chang's.
Okay. First of all,
I'm PF
Like
Chang's.
that, you know.
First of all,
Well, everybody like
$100,000
PF Chang's.
Yeah, that is
and
good.
you're
You like that
single,
sushi.
You live in
Trying
a
for
different
the
area than if you make 35,000, but it doesn't change your mindset.
35,000 is a teacher.
35,000, and you don't think teachers are middle class?
No, not all of them.
You think they're poor?
Some professors
You think they're poor?
at Harvard.
You think they're poor? Do you think teachers are poor? You're not answering my
I
question.
don't think they're poor, but I don't think it's a lot of teachers out here that feel underpaid.
No, we're not talking
But
about how they
underpaid, but look.
feel if they don't get the money
Get
for
a little
what
angry.
they do.
But look,
No, I'm saying,
a little angry. You say you a little angry, Blake.
Aggressive
I'm
host.
saying. Are you a teacher? Are you a
do you
teacher? Are you a
consider
teacher?
them?
I'm saying.
Do you consider them living poverty, or do you consider them middle class
Impoverished?
teachers?
Nah, I don't think that's impoverished. But I
Police
don't,
officers make 36,000.
some of them, not all of them.
Police starting 36,000.
Which ones? In what county?
Prince George's.
Really?
Vic, do you
I need a
think
job.
poverty, when you say poverty and you're saying $35,000 a
If
year?
you're single, I'm not.
I'm not
saying
done.
If you're a child.
Hold on.
If you're single.
Okay.
Okay. Oh.
Now, what I'm saying is, you're saying 35,000. You have to think, I consider that poverty, because poverty to me isn't you're on the street, you have no clothes. Poverty is basically barely making, you're talking about rent, car note, utilities, food, and I'm talking for a single person. No,
poverty.
I'm not done. It's not
That's not
single.
poverty. But that's not
But
poverty.
that depends on who you're asking.
That's not. Are you hungry? Are you hungry?
I'm not making
Are you
35.
hungry? No, I'm not saying you are. I'm saying if
But
you're
you don't know that.
35,000,
Talk to a
you know
person that makes
I do. I have
35,000.
friends that make 35. They make less than me. They live worse than me. But they are not considered to be in poverty.
Not, I
But they're
don't,
not
I don't
well to
agree.
do either. Middle
no,
class,
that's not
that-
middle class.
Middle class.
That's not
is
middle
not
class.
comfortable.
Well, middle class, I would
It's
consider
comfortable.
a little
It's
more
comfortable.
comfortable. Not
Okay,
check the
exactly.
check. Check the check is not
Comfortable.
really.
How
check
do you
the
think?
check.
Let me ask you a question. How did we get in this mess, this financial situation right now? How did we get in this financial
Man,
situation?
that started.
right now?
It ain't no one reason why we here right now.
No. There
a
is
bevy.
one core reason. That's what people don't know.
What's the core reason, sir?
The
Give it
core
to me.
reason is that middle class, 35,000 between 80,000, we're taking out loans they could not afford because of the fact they wanted to live in a higher understanding. This whole balling attitude is where she's coming from. If you're living check to check, then therefore you're in poverty. But if someone makes an honest living, such as a teacher, and 35,000 single, they're not in poverty. And to say so to them is almost like an insult. It is not poverty.
No one's
it is
saying
not
that
poverty.
35,000 is
is when you
poverty,
cannot
but
provide.
no one's saying 35,000 is middle class either. It's not.
35,000 is
It's
middle
not
class.
middle
But you saying that
I
baller
wouldn't,
mentality.
I wouldn't consider that middle class.
But when you say baller mentality,
different attitude
I think
with
most people would like to be living better than what they are right now. I mean, to say 35,000, who's trying to be a baller at $35,000? Oh, I'm gonna kill him at Real Lobster. Come on, man. I'm getting the whole crab and the lobster. Matter of fact, let
You
me
get
get two
cheese
tails.
with
Come on,
that.
man. No, it's not about that. It's not. Some
understand
people do that where it's
that the
situations where
paradigm is different for people in
people
a
are trying to
different
survive,
situation.
Christian.
The people are trying to survive
It's
under
people-
that, but
it's
it
people-
doesn't make them any less. Middle class are not people who are rich. That's where the
They're
mentality
not.
comes from.
But when you say middle
When you
class,
say
it
middle
has
class.
changed. It has changed
It has
because
changed.
the money is not the same it was in the 90s. Money has changed considerably, my man.
Money has changed no matter.
Money has changed. Money has changed.
Money has changed.
It has
okay.
changed. Gas is about to be $5.
How much do you make a year? Roughly. I don't want to know exactly.
Including
just roughly.
Tips.
including unemployment. I'm good. I'm about what? I should be about 9,000 this year. I should be good about 9,000 this year. I'm impoverished. It's a nice shirt though, right?
We'll be right back with more POV with Vic Christian.
Oh, wow. Oh, my God.